Good morning. Hi, everybody. Everybody up and ready to go? Hello, Alisa. How are you? Hilaris, I see you. Humanaki. Got a lot to talk about. There's some weird stuff going on. So, what are we going to read on today? Oh, everybody's filing in. This is great. I haven't done a Sunday morning live in a while. Part of the reason why I'm doing it, I got up super early this morning. Gregopedia got stuck at work last night. Didn't even get home until like 8:30 this morning. I made him breakfast. Good morning, Prima. I made him breakfast and then put him in bed and said, go to sleep. So I am down here since like 9 o'clock working on lots of stuff. I have a video on Harry coming out. I think I set it up for 1 o'clock. So you guys can see that after we're done. I'm just going to stay on for like an hour because I have some readings that I have to do today. I am still having a sale. And those of you that are unaware, I'm doing Dueling Tarot with Alicia Wicker on Friday. Dueling Tarot. Everybody's all excited about it. So I'm going to just make sure that I copy my sale link here. That is, I just pinned it at the top of the comments. I will pin it in just a second. It's not letting me pin it. I'm liking my own video. As soon as somebody else comments, I can pin it to the top. But I'm having a 20% off sale all summer. And we are going to do our hour readings all summer for 20% off. So it's great. Alisa in Italy, I am super jealous. It is a little bit cold and miserable here. My feet are freezing down here. I feel like I should put on a pair of socks, but it is June 9th, so I'm not doing that. Also, I will never wear this shirt again because I feel like it's way too stereotypical psychic. So I will never wear this shirt again. I am probably going to donate it. Oh no, it's cold and miserable in Italy too. That stinks. Well, Alisa, since I haven't seen you here before, I'm going to throw you some cards. So guys, this is for you. I am slowly, actually, I shouldn't say slowly. I am approaching 3,000 subscribers today. I'm just about I think 50 away from 3,000 subscribers. So we're getting there. We are getting there. And today we're going to use two different decks. I'm going to put, at least I'm just going to put your name up there so everybody knows who I'm reading for. I am going to use the Hydesville Tarot. And this is in honor of my good friend, Alicia Wicker. And if you're not subscribed to her, go on over and subscribe to her. She is amazing. We do Dueling Tarot because we both have some very different ideas about the royal family and certain events. So we remain good friends, even though we disagree on some subjects. But let's see what we come up with. Hey, Fitness Hutch. I'm going to send you a message after this. I'm only going to stay on for like an hour. And of course, I have a client booked over your live today. That stinks. 15 degrees in the UK. Oh my gosh, it's so cold. 25 people here. Hi, guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm reading for you all today. So, Alisa in Italy. Buongiorno. I am part Italian, Alisa. And I was saying guanciale yesterday. I was at the grocery store and I needed to go to the Italian store to get some guanciale so I could make some pasta. And my son was like, Mom, stop saying guanciale like that. And he was like, what is guanciale? And I said, it's the pig cheek. It's the pig cheek. It's delicious. So he was like, I'm not eating anything with pig cheek in it. And I'm like, well, you already have, so you don't even know. So, Alisa, we're going to look at the Hydesville Tarot for you. And since this is a major arcana deck, it talks about the big things in your life. So we're going to look at some big things in your life. So maybe this is going to be karmic. Maybe it's going to be, super big stuff in your life right now. And I'm getting that this is karmic and it's kind of the climate of your life, not the weather, so to speak. My husband always describes that like the climate versus the weather in terms of health. Crow's nest, hang on. Crow's nest, you can You can donate whatever you want. There's no set pricing. If people can't afford it, I do the readings anyway. If somebody really wants to get like an in-depth private reading, I did pin the link at the top of the comments, so that you can book a private reading and not have all your business out on the internet. But this is really the climate of your life. So there's and being part Italian, I totally get this. Sometimes we have these highs and lows. So we have the temperance card here, which temperance is all about balance. It's taking the good, taking the bad, being hyper, being mellow, work-life balance, all of those things. So being Italian, I know that we often have an excess of emotion, or sometimes we're a little over the top, we're a little large in our energetics. So finding the right pacing of the emotions in your life is one of the themes of this life. So we're really looking at that and kind of reeling in those excess moments of emotion. What happens when you do that in this lifetime is that you develop mastery over both. You develop mastery over the moments where you feel low or the moments that you feel high. So this really is just kind of retraining ourselves to temper the energetics that we're feeling. So Alisa, I see you commented on that. Oh, hi, Grumpy Sapper. Good morning, my friend, or good afternoon to you. Emotions have been pushed down a little bit. So let's see. So if you can't seem to be able to quit, totally makes sense. I actually was in that situation with my corporate job. I just quit a corporate job. I've been in corporate most of my adult life. And I quit my corporate job back in September to do this full time because I was running 2 full-time jobs. So for you, let's talk about that work life a little bit. Oh, that it is disappointing. It's disappointing because you're actually not using your ability and your brains to maximum capacity. So, a lot of people use the term, and I don't know if you do this in Italy, underemployed. Some people are underemployed and they don't have a position that effectively utilizes, or in some cases exploits, their natural talents. So that's the position that you are in right now. However, I'm going to tell you, there is someone in leadership that does recognize your abilities, but they're very, very quiet about it. You'll see moments where they jump out and they go, "Yes, Alisa had a great idea. That was brilliant." This is someone who will clap you on the back. But part of the problem is that there's another person in leadership who kind of has their boot on your neck, so to speak. They really there's something that they're holding against you. And that's when people bring personal stuff into professional work, it gets very, very complicated. They'll express what they like, what they don't like, but um they don't try and resolve it, whereas this individual would try and resolve it. So what's your best action at this point? So your best action is the Emperor, the Temperance card, and the Eight of Wands. And my tarot students always have a tough time with this Eight of Wands here. The Eight of Wands is about communication and speed. Okay. So what this means is keep being the boss gal that you are. So a lot of the time, women in business and corporate, they will be seen as pushy or arrogant or uh quandamas, over the top, like too much, just too much. So what you have to do is use that temperance that we were talking about here and smooth out the edges. You can be a quiet genius all day long at this job. You can be a quiet genius. One of the things that I think works really, really well in corporate, and I know in some industries you're not allowed to use it for your actual work, but going through ChatGPT when you want to send an email, you can actually, or any of the AI services, you can plug in your language that you're going to use in your email and ask ChatGPT to present an email or a communication or a text message that will not bruise any feelings, keep you in a most professional light. It's really a great tool. Like I said, I came out of the insurance industry, and in the insurance industry, there was a lot of questions about AI and using it for work purposes, but to craft an email to a fellow coworker, someone who's giving you a hard time, I don't think that those are really outside of the lines. I'm just saying. So and to be sure, my industry was just questioning AI, not forbidding it. So let's put it that way. But I hope, Alisa, that you have a great rest of your day. I hope that the sun will come out in lovely Italy, my homeland. Deborah Schoen and I have been talking about the volcanic and earthquake activity you've had there. So our best wishes and love and light to you. Make sure that you guys stay safe there. And thank you so much for letting me read for you. So, and I did see, where did she go? Crow's Nest. Do you have a specific question, Crow's Nest? I'll give you a second. I'll just wait for a second. Oh, Alisa, yes, you can donate if you want for a love question. Absolutely. If you're going to donate in the super chats and super stickers, just make sure that you put it all in bold so that I can see your question. Put your question in with the super chat. Okay. Jessica, what's coming for love? What's coming in love? I should read on the bigger screen. I have a lot of screens here, boys and girls. So what's coming for me? What's coming in love for me in the near future? I've been single for 3 years and I'm hoping to find something committed. So, all right, this is fun. So I don't know. Hi, Semina. How are you, darling? And Grumpy Sapper said he's taken. He is a peach, though. I do have to say that. All right. So one of the things that I'm very good at is I'm very good at tracking down individuals in my readings. I have a number of clients that work in professional capacities, and whenever there's a business deal or an interview or a sales process they have to go through, I'm routinely engaged to try and tap into the other person's intent, find their pain point, figure out what's going on. Is it a cheat? No, it's use of a superpower and a super psychic here. So, all right. So let's see what's coming for love in you the near future. Let's see if I can find a love interest for you. So, starting with the Hydesville Tarot, which these cards like to stick together. So everybody, you might get a couple extra cards. The World, Magician in reverse, and Death. Death is not death. Okay. We all know that here, all of the tarot people. So one of the things that I do with my clients is, I tell them right off, and I tell everybody on the channel that energetically, there are very few events that are foretold and fated and inflexible. There are very few events in our lives that are like that. Even when it's foretold that we're going to wind up with an individual, a lot of the time what happens is they will come to us in a way that is appropriate for us at the time that it's appropriate. So you may meet them earlier in your life, like for me, for example, I've known my husband since his mother was pregnant with him. I'm a little bit older than him, just like 3 years, not a lot. I'm not a cougar with my leopard shirt. But I did not get together with him in a relationship until I was over 40. So we kind of, we're always a part of each other's lives, but we kind of drifted back together. So in a romantic capacity. So sorry, my eye is itching. I have dreadful allergies right now. So this is what's going on. I tell my clients that, when I'm reading for them, I give them skills to get to the point that they want to. So sometimes we'll have things that are blocking us. Sometimes we have things that are getting in the way. This is what is getting in the way of you. Okay. The old way of dating and seeking spouses, the world, has ended. Now, the world is the end of our major arcana. I got you, Jennifer. No, my husband's pretty neat. He's pretty magical, and now I'm teaching him to be a psychic. So he's pretty good remote viewer. So it's pretty neat. He's a man of science. Didn't really believe in any of that, and now I have fuzz in my eye. So the way that you are looking for people and the people you're looking for are going to change. Before you find someone else, you need to change the way you're looking at it. The high priestess is in reverse. The high priestess is really, really psychic. She's probably the most psychic card out of all of the major arcana, out of all the tarot cards. I mean, the Queen of Cups is pretty psychic too, but out of the cards, this is saying your spidey senses, your horse sense, your spooky barometer is going off and you're not listening to it. You're kind of shoving that back down into a place of rationale and logic until you start to let this lead you. You are not going to be able to put those things together. It is this change that is significant in your life this time around. So, this could be something, I'll posit an example of this. An individual that was maybe unalived by a serial person in a past life because they didn't listen to their spidey senses that were saying, run, 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 run in the other direction. They may have this kind of a draw for cards. They may have this kind of thing because they didn't let this lead you. Now, the behavior panel, or actually, I'm sorry, Chris Voss, who is he's a hostage negotiator that now works in corporate America. He talks, or is it Chris Voss? Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I think I'm getting my professional coaches mixed up. There's a professional coach who says that the intuition that women experience more on the reg is because it's an evolutionary piece of the puzzle for us. So males of different species have more muscle density. They can run faster. They have larger lung capacity. They can get away from danger when they spot danger. Females, on the other hand, may have young that they are caring for. They may be pregnant. They may be otherwise handicapped in a certain capacity. I mean, pregnant females obviously a little bit handicapped, and not in the traditional sense of the word, but our intuition took hold so that we would get that 30-second, maybe 30-minute head start. We have a little bit of tingling on the back of our neck. We know what's coming. You need to follow that intuition. You need to hone in on that. You need to follow it a little bit better. So what happens is when we start to see the danger signs in individuals that are not going to be beneficial for us, we can then start to cultivate the good signs that are going to draw someone to us. So on top of this, so I want you to pay attention to the psychic alarms that go off, psychic sirens, if you will, that go off in your head when you meet anybody, not just a love interest, anybody. It could be somebody you meet at work, could be somebody you meet in the coffee shop, could be somebody you see at the grocery store, on the parkway or on the freeway. When you start to get those alarms that go off, okay, acknowledge it, kind of file that away, what those sensations were like. And you may start to find that you get a specific sensation. Your left leg may tingle. Your right foot may tingle. Your right arm may tingle. That's one of the things that happens to me when I get a really good psychic download and I know I'm hitting on something good. My whole arm will get tingly. This whole right arm gets really, really tingly. It's pretty wild. So start to hone in on that. When you start to get really good at that, switch it up, flip that switch. Psychic sirens are not just for bad stuff. They can alert us to good stuff. So you got it? That happens? Okay, I'm putting up your comment. There we go, Jessica. I put your comment up. So we start to get those emotions, like when we meet somebody who's good for us, maybe our stomach flips over, maybe our mouth starts to water. Who knows? I don't know. It depends on how cute they are. But you're going to start to develop those cues. And again, I just want to make sure that I blanket everyone here. It's not just exclusive to women. Women just have a better sense of that psychic ability because of this evolutionary accident of birth, if you will, accident of gender. So, not discounting anyone, but, just this is something that I heard from another professional. So I hope, Jessica, you enjoyed that. Thank you so much for your contribution. And that is, I hope the rest of your day is fantastic. I hope you do find the man of your dreams. So, or woman of your dreams. I'm not sure which you're looking for. But if you'd like to get a more intense reading, if you want to see if we can locate someone, make use of the link upstairs. There is a discount this month. You don't have to. You can just come back and get readings here. And wow, so you get nauseated and have so much anxiety when you meet bad people. Yeah. So clue into that. So let me go back up. And I'm going to bring Lisa up again. Will F and I grow our relationship? It was magical. All right. So we're going to go back to traditional tarot. But sweet. So sweet. You got 2 up there. And 1 down. So the saying goes about sowing wild oats. We're going to talk about wild oats for a minute. And I just want to make sure I'm trying to star the comments as they go by, guys. So just bear with me. I should have slowed this down. Hang on. All right. So there we go. All right. So I will keep starring the comments. So sowing wild oats is not a bad thing. Like some people get a little bit freaked out about that. Like, we should go from, being, students and young people and go right into these serious relationships. You sometimes have to taste a couple of different flavors of ice cream before you decide that you don't like chocolate chip. It's just what I'm saying. So at this point, the disposition of both of you is not the same. You're not looking for the same things. Now, is that a bad thing? Not necessarily, because we've got good roots here. We've got excellent roots here that are very, very sweet. But we're riding the wheel of fortune. This card, I always tell everyone in a lot of readings, this is the past, or this is what you need, something like that. I always call this the suitcase card because it is going back into the past, and it's either telling us about the past, or it tells us what we need to pack in our suitcase and bring to the future, or what we need to unpack from our suitcase and leave in the past. So here, things have been a little bit of a wild ride. The future is unwritten for both of you. There are experiences that both of you need to go on right now that will determine whether you're going to be together forever and anon. Don't be sad about the experiences and that you may be going in a little bit of a different direction, because what's going to happen is this is going to shape your personalities and it's going to change you a bit more. The good news is that both of you are thinking about each other, and this sowing of the wild oats, this there's the Amish here in the New World in the United States. They send their children out for something called Rumspringa, which is they get to leave the Amish community and they get to go and live with the English, us, with electricity and all that. And there's been a few reality shows about it, and sometimes it doesn't really work out that well. Some of the kids get involved in substances, some of them don't go back. But they basically get a free pass. They get a hall pass to go out and live amongst the English. They can go clubbing, they can drink, they can drive cars and listen to music and, go otherwise bananas. And sometimes it doesn't work out. Some of those kids go back to the Amish community with a new understanding of how pure and simple and wonderful life can be, dedicated to family, farm, and God. So, the two of you right now both are like, meh, it's not really that great. The exploration is not really great. I think both of you are still keen on each other. I want you to know that. Definitely still keen on each other. And down here, is this a successful exploration? Maybe not. We need to see what you guys develop into. So, I think this is not a bad thing. The future is unwritten. Let's see if there's anything karmic here, sweetie pie. We'll pull out the big deck. Or actually, this is the little deck, but it's the major arcana. So, do we have any karmic stuff going on here? So, karmic stuff, the Hierophant. So, the Hierophant, and he's in reverse. The Hierophant is our spiritual HR director, our parents, the church, all of those things. So, right now, these spiritual guides are kind of letting you do what you want, which is kind of cool because, like, our spiritual HR directors, when we're, soul counselors, what else do people call them? Spirit guides, all of those things. Spirit guides are really kind of helping you in the day to day, but your HR director is the one who kind of talks to you in between lifetimes and goes, this is what you need to work on. So they're just like, hey, we're going to check this out. We're going to see what's going on. And again, these are lessons that need to be learned that are going to go up and down, up and down. And it's about choosing with this Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. It's about choosing the things that are right, the things that work and that feel right and are right, rather than the things that are good in the moment. So I think there's some interesting things coming up. We should probably discuss it again, like maybe in a few months. But I don't want to say don't hold out hope. Hold out hope. There's a little bit of hope there. We can always manifest some cool stuff with this. So let me go here. Humanaki. All right. So what was I born for? It was to manage the earthlings, wasn't it? What am I where I'm supposed to be? Okay, so what was I born for? Alisa. Alisa. You are very welcome. It is my pleasure. Humanaki. I'm gonna make a video every time you show up, and it's gonna do the Humanaki thing. Oh, Chariot in reverse. The Moon. And the Emperor. So, this is interesting. Oh, thank you, Grumpy Sapper. I'm a little bit famous. I'm a little infamous here. But, like I've said on other lives, I was a little trampy when I was young. I'm kidding. So the Chariot in reverse means stop and look around. So when we're on the Chariot, the Chariot is one of my favorite cards, not because I'm a Cancer, but because the Chariot is about really manifestation and making things happen by sheer will. Whenever I get a tarot deck, I always look to see if the horses or the sphinxes have reins. In the traditional Rider Waite, they do not have reins. Why is that? Because the chariot, we move forward by crafting our futures energetically. We create those futures for ourselves and we envision them and we make them happen. We create the emotion that we're going to have when we get to the place that we need to be. Now, for you, this is about stopping and looking around and seeing what's happening around you, seeing how things are functioning around you, how people are interacting together. That you are, and I've been saying this regularly for the last few months with some of my clients. You are the scientist. And I know you're humanaki and you're observing us, but you are the scientist in this lifetime. So it's not necessarily where you are supposed to be, but where others are and seeing the path that led them there with this moon card. So we're seeing the path to how people take ownership and possession of their lives and their futures. It's almost like you're a cartographer. You're looking at the process, the exploration of people in the course of their lifetimes, and then you create the map so that other people can look at it. It's really pretty wild. This is a pretty wild thing. So we're going to take a look at this real quick. So I don't know if you're a teacher or if you're a coach or something like that, but that would lend to it. Let me take a sip of this. Hang on, kids. Hang on. I hope everybody's having a great Sunday. So how do we really maximize this? How do we what is the end game? What is the objective? What did your HR director tell you you have to accomplish? So again, not running from the situation. And this is most certainly, I'm getting this clearly psychically, not painful situations. You need to sit tight on the situations that are painful. Now, I know that's a little tricky for me. There's certain things that I don't watch. October 7th was very difficult for me to watch. I locked into that and I was having a really hard time pulling out of it. It was very upsetting, having a daughter that's of that age that could have been at that festival. There are certain things that I really shield myself from, but for you, you need to dip into some of these things sometimes. Sometimes the tougher experiences for people you do need to dip into. So and understand the complications that people get themselves into. That is kind of your examination here. So you feel very much like a high school guidance counselor. Like you have to take the bad situations, the kids that had negative situations, you need to apply it to the kids that are struggling, that are having a hard time. And to be able to impart that, the ugly truth, the awfulness of some things. And that is what sets you free from the emotion of it. And that's what sets other people free from it. So you really are here in a capacity. So, and you can email me if I'm onto anything here. Like, I know you have my email. Let me know, because that is what sets you free. Imparting that handicapped. Second time I said that today. Imparting the handicaps that people can do to themselves and restrict their lives and restrict their progress. That is what you are supposed to be doing. So absolutely, very wild, very wild. So some people will say, I don't have the tools. I don't have the tools to be able to do this, to free myself. And I'm kind of caught in the situation. It is your responsibility in this lifetime to make sure that you and no one else gets sucked into this maelstrom of bad decision making. So it's pretty wild. You're like kind of like pretty responsible person here. So that is what I see as your life purpose here. So you're a watcher, but you're also a teacher and a lecturer on this. So it's pretty neat. It is pretty neat. So thank you so much for letting me read for you. And Semina, where is Harris? Why has Harris not shown up yet? Oh, Semina, Harris, the Tower, the Moon, and the Magician. So I think Harris is hiding stuff at this point. Or Harris is hiding. I think he is avoiding you. So I would make sure that you don't fall for this. Do not fall for it. All right. So what do you need to do, my love? Because we've got the Moon card there. There's stuff that's hidden. And we've got the Magician in reverse. I just think, hi, Lady of the Lake. Long time no see. We've got the Two of Cups. So Two of Cups in reverse. This is a breakup card, Semina. I'm going to say that I think it's time to put Harris out and put him out of your mind. I think that's going to be your best bet here. Okay. That will bring you to healing. Be mindful that you don't go into an excess mode, because sometimes when we're healing, sometimes we like to wild out. I don't know if that translates, but sometimes we like to wild out. You know, somebody breaks up with us and we go, I'm just going to go buck wild. That's a quote from a movie, Love Stinks with French Stewart. Hilarious movie. But it does look like, you know, you've got to give this up. But the good news is, my darling, is that once we do this, we achieve success. And so what comes with success? Success will bring the things that we want to us. Now, that's not Harris. I don't think Harris is going to come. I do think that you will open up some energetic pathways so that the right person can come. And there we go with the Lover's card in the upright. Boom, boom, shakalaka. So, honey bunny, I'm going to tell you, it's time to let him go. Let him go. Let him go. So, let him go. Next time you comment in here, I want you to say, I met blah, 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 and tell me what their intentions are. And we'll take a look at that. That's the next question I want to see from you. Oh, Lady of the Lake, you are making my day here with a little bit of remote viewing. So, all right, we're going to pull some cards. We're going to do some remote view on this. Boys and girls. Boys and girls. And again, Semina, best of luck to you, sweetie pie. Okay? You got to look out for yourself. All right, Lady of the Lake, your son is looking for a house. What do I see around this? I'm going to do a lot of descriptors as I'm doing the remote view on this, so just bear with me, kids. This is the process of buying the house. He's got to look outside the box, beyond the box. All right, and there's going to be something about pricing too. Just wait. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. All right. So, process. I got a lot of stuff on my desk right now, guys. Bear with me. So, he's got to look outside the box. So if he's working with a real estate agent, he's got to listen to the real estate agent when they say, I really want you to look in such and such a neighborhood. I really think we should look at such and such a house. So they're going to be taking him to houses that maybe have more bedrooms, more bathrooms, maybe more property, maybe a little bit further from work, things like that. Tell him to have an open mind. Open mind is going to open up some channels for him to find a place quicker. That being said, he is going to find a place that he falls in love with. Number one thing that we need to know about real estate is don't fall in love. Because sometimes when we fall in love with houses, so Greg and I, when we were house shopping, there was nothing on the market. There really was hardly anything here, and there was a gorgeous historic home right in town. Doesn't have any buildings around it. It's just kind of on its own, but it's this beautiful Victorian home. And my father and mother live in a historical home as well. So of course I call my father. I go, hey, we got to look at this. It was a little bit out of our price range, but I said, I really want to go look at this house. And I brought my dad in. And the first thing he did was he said, there's a crack right above the chimney. It was in the ceiling. And he goes, we got a problem here. He goes, he's not a home inspector. My dad is not a home inspector at all. He goes, that crack is going to cause a problem with that ceiling. So in the 30s and 40s, I think it was the 30s and 40s here in the United States, asbestos tiles were a really big thing. So people would paper the house with asbestos tiles, thinking that they were making the house a little bit more fireproof. When you have a historic home like that, if there's a crack in the ceiling, if you ever have an issue, they're going to have to get those tiles out. My father goes, if you ever have to take that, half the house was in tiles. He goes, it's going to cost you like $150,000 just to have this roof taken care of. Oh my God, really? Or ceiling taken care of. So, those are the kinds of things, like, don't fall in love. Don't fall in love. No, the attic was gorgeous in that house. We also fell in love with this house. But this house was more appropriate for us. It was something more manageable for us, and it was within our price range. So tell him not to fall in love. Open up the demographic, the specifications of the houses that he wants to look at in the areas. He should be open. A 10-minute drive for a cheaper property that is more suitable, a 10-minute extra drive to his job is not a big deal. Okay. Being locked into a house for 30, 40, 50 years, that is going to be an albatross, is going to be a big deal. So don't fall in love. He has to be flexible on this. So he has this vision in his head. And like when we create those visions, it is a certain amount of manifestation. This was the vision board. I'll share it with you guys here. This was the vision board that I did when my kids and I lost our house after Hurricane Sandy, and it helped me manifest an apartment. So manifesting is a good thing, but sometimes we get too locked into what we want. I manifested, 2-3 bedrooms so that, all of us could live comfortably and not be living on my parents' house, which was terrible. But tell him that he has to create a vision, but he has to be flexible in that vision. And he has to create a deadline, a date that he says, I'm going to find my house by this. Tell him to be reasonable. It can't be, I'm going to find my house by June 12th. He really has to craft a good date, because when we start to manifest, that house may not be for sale right now. He may have to manifest that house 3 or 4 months down the road, and the owners are going to decide to list next month after he starts the manifestation process. So what I think you should do, have him create a vision, create a wish list, but be flexible about it and see where he goes from there. The real estate agent is going to possibly find properties, or he's possibly going to find properties that are referred to by friends. So a friend may say, hey, my buddy Bob is selling his house. Maybe you want to take a look at it before, he lists it. There's going to be a certain referral here that he needs to get into. This card makes me a little bit nervous, because I think your son is going to get very frustrated with the shopping process, and he may wind up buying something or locking into something that he can't have, or that escapes him, that kind of slips through his fingers. This Tower card is something comes up, and that may be a buyer that comes in and swoops it out from under him. So tell him just slow and steady wins the pace. This card is Very interesting, because this says back to childhood, back to homeland, back to where, we feel the best. So now I'm going to go into the remote view. So there's a brown house. It's brown. The siding is going up and down. So it's like panels. Oh God, I'm gonna draw, guys. Yeah, it's a good day when I have to draw. So this is like a flat roofed house that I'm seeing. So, and I can only see part of it. So the paneling is like this, and it's a very dark brown. So, and I'm the worst artist in the world. I'm sorry, guys. So flat roof, and there's dirt back here, like a light brownish. The air is very dry too. The air is dry, and it's somewhat dusty. The air is somewhat dusty. There's not a lot of lush stuff. Now the house doesn't have a lot of lush stuff either. So if we're the paneling, like I said, the paneling goes this way, like we'd have windows, but this is not the house. When I look at it, it's a flat roof, and it's very brown. All I can see is the garage here. I think this is a garage or a large door. So I'm sorry, guys, you can't really see that. Front door is somewhere around here, and this is the drive, and it bends to the right. Some kind of something here, some kind of green thing here, green thing. But it doesn't feel lush. It feels more like cactusy, more like a desert thing. This does feel more like a desert. Dry. It's not hot though. So when he goes to look at the house, even if it is in a desert, it's not going to be hot. It'll be like in the late afternoon or something like that. So there we've got driveway, some kind of weird green thing there, and then some kind of garage door or like a large window is there. But the flat roof is the biggest thing. It's a one level home, and it's a flat roof. I, Lady of the Lake, I know where you live, so I don't think there's a desert where you live. So I don't know if he's shopping where you live, but it feels very deserty. It almost feels like Australia. I hate to say that. I don't want anyone's son to travel far, but it feels very Australia-y. Feels very outbacky. So I'm not sure. Oh, he lives near the sea. This does not feel like he lives near the sea at all. This feels like inland. Not a lot of moisture going on there. It definitely doesn't feel like that. So now keep in mind, okay, when we remote view, we are working with the sensations that you feel, that kind of stuff. So it may be the weather but if he lives where you do, I don't know if it ever gets as dry as what I'm feeling in this location. But then again, he may show up there, maybe 30 years down the road before he gets to it. I not house shopping, but this may be an ultimate destination for him. And that garage part, I think, is a round window. I think it's a big round window. Really, really wild. So all right, so I gotta scroll up in the comments. So Lady of the Lake, I hope that helps. I don't know. That was kind of a weird remote view. So not sure at all. We're talking about lavender salts and oils. Yes. Jennifer, I don't know who asked this question. It was Joy. Joy, the fitness hutch turned me on to a guy that sings the praises. He's a guy on Instagram that sings the praises of magnesium to help you sleep. And I've been taking it. I take one in the morning and one at night. And apparently our bodies are always depleted of magnesium. So magnesium is a good thing to add in to your regimen. So check with your doctor, of course. But the fitness, let me see if I can pull it up, who this dude is. Whoops. Instagram. So where is he? Dr. What is his name? Hang on, guys. There he is. Copy. I have no association with this dude whatsoever, but I've been doing a number of things that he recommends and they work great. So totally down with that. Totally down with that. So I hope that helps. And I'm scrolling down. Oh, Vicks with lavender. My allergies are so bad. I'm probably going to be having a Vicks evening too. Science is your passion. So is my husband's. That coordinate remote viewing is really great for people that are into science because it's a very scientific process. I do remote viewing in two different ways. I do the coordinate remote viewing, which is the format where we write everything down and we do all kinds of crazy stuff. And I also do the meditative remote view as well. So yes. So I do both. But both are helping hands for each other. Oh wait, I couldn't be so right about you? Oh, really? Or yes or no? Did I get it right or did I not get it right? Oh, you're a teacher. Oh, great. Okay, good. Yay. Not papered, but a teacher. Okay, good. And Grumpy, you're putting my sale up there. Thank you so much. I pinned it up at the top. So yes. It's pinned at the top of the comments. Oh, Joy, missing your sister Edna. So Joy, let me pull some cards for you. Okay. And we'll talk a little bit about, I'm getting certified as a past life therapist. So I'm plugging away through my course. I will eventually have that certification and I'll be singing about it on here. But let me see if I can give you a little support, a little inspiration with cards. I do mediumship, but I don't typically go and contact people that have gone beyond. So, by choice, because I think, we can get messages from them, but I don't like to take dictation from them. So with past life stuff. So when we have, and I'm just going to switch the camera real quick because I'm going to talk and not deal cards. So we have these soul clusters that hi Samantha, nice to see you there. We have soul clusters that we reincarnate and interact with lifetime after lifetime. And it's sometimes, you'll be your mother, sometimes you'll be the son, sometimes you'll be the brother, sometimes you'll be the aunt. And it's all to flex and try on different dynamics and to make our souls better. So that we can eventually ascend to being guides or HR directors. This is really what you want to become. So, when we lose an individual, sometimes there's a lesson behind that. Sometimes there is a lesson that we have to learn. Sometimes it's a lesson they have to learn. So, in all senses of the words, when we lose someone from our life, and that can be they just drift out of our life in the terrestrial, or they could drift out of our life entirely into the ethereal. So, we do see those things. So let's do this. Let's see what kind of advice we can give you to move forward. Questions about the unknown. So the moon in the upright, the 3 of Swords in reverse, the 2 of Cups in the reverse, the King of Swords, and Judgment in reverse. So this is what I am going to tell you. I am going to tell you that rest assured, this is a soul partner. You're going to see your sister again. You will partner with your sister again in another lifetime. The relationships are very close in this lifetime. Unfortunately, she is gone. We don't have that closeness now. But this was an engineered um, cleaving of your relationship. Okay. The lesson here is how you respond to it. And with that moon card, we don't sometimes understand. So how do we need to respond? High priestess in reverse, the emperor in reverse. It is about, and the lovers in reverse again with that 2 of Cups in reverse. This, we're getting a splitting of the two. This is about being not in control of things. This is the lesson for you. Sometimes events are outside of our control. Sometimes there's nothing that we can do to stop an event that's in process. This is your lesson here, is that sometimes things are outside of our scope of control. And sometimes as a result of that, we have to say goodbye to people in our lives. So that is something that you need to take away in this lifetime, is something that you have to, and it's hard to say get right with that. It's hard to say, let's get right with it, because we're never right when we lose someone in our life, especially if it is abrupt and tragic and unexpected. How does this craft your soul into something a little bit better? It helps you understand the justice of the natural world. And what I mean is not the natural world that we live in, but the justice of our spiritual world. Sometimes, a lot of people say, with like doing crafty things, the magical crafty things, whatever you put out, you get back threefold. So, we really should do that. I'm doing this study of manifestation where anytime you say something bad about someone, you have to say 10 good things about them. And it's really hard. I called my son a jerk last night and I had to do 10 things really quickly on the phone with Debbie. I think I was on the phone with Debbie when I did it. And I had to, real quick, like come up with 10 things that was great about him. But you have to undo those things that we say. So, in this, where we are going here, again, not being in control, letting the things change that may, we really need to just kind of roll with that and understand that there is a greater power, and that we do meet all the people that we've lost. One of the cool things, my perspective of the universal fabric is this. I see the energetic universe as a fabric. And everybody has little, like Tron, little threads that we can travel on to go back and forth, and we can visit different things. And I believe this is why a lot of people, when they do past life regression, they go, oh my God, I was Marilyn Monroe. Oh my God, I was James Dean. Oh my God, I was this famous person. Because we can access those universal memories of that's all, because we're all part of the same fabric. It's accessing the Akashic records. Some people will know what I'm talking about with that. But I do think that, we can tap into that and experience the experiences that people have had in the past, celebrities, ancestors, those kinds of things. My good friend Shelly is having this really wild time with one of her therapists, accessing all these ancestors that are coming up in her life. So it's wild. She's got all these crazy supportive ancestors that are helping her. So know that you will be able to meet once again with your sister in a different capacity. Letting go of things that we can't control is going to be a very big lesson for you. So you may see that manifest in different ways in your life. It may be you can't roller skate, or maybe you get on a bike and it's got no brakes and it's careening downhill. You're going to get those little nudges about understanding and appreciating those moments that we don't have control over. Some of them may be scary, some of them may be really large, but acknowledging I don't have control. I'm going to let the universe let me drift into what I need to. That will give you a level up when you transfer into the next lifetime, or recycle. Sometimes they call it recycling. So, Joy, I hope that gives you a little bit of peace. I know it's not going to make everything feel better, but I hope that does give you a little bit of peace. I truly believe that we see all of our people over and over again. So let's scroll down. I'm scrolling. Samantha, you're never too late. But Grumpy, what are you talking about chloroform for? That's crazy. Going to get more people watching. I'm drifting. Deborah, you are drifting. We are drifting. Yeah, Semina, I don't think he's coming back, honey. I just don't think he's coming back. Here, I'll give you one card, but I just don't think he's coming back. I think he's off in another place. I'll give you one card, baby. Yeah, like that. Oh, hang on, let me switch this. Swoop. There we go. Yeah, just he is somewhere else hanging out. This is your one card, honey bunny. Are you seeing it? So there we go, Semina. So the chat that I see is going a lot faster than the video. But all right, so guys, I'm gonna wrap it up. I said I was only gonna stay on for an hour. So we're gonna do last call. Anybody else want a card or a lovely message? We'll do, we'll do I did every morning I do a raise your vibration card. That's the big one. Honesty is the best policy. And I do a Louise Hay affirmation for self-esteem. These are mine. I got, it's safe for me to speak up for myself, and honesty is the best policy. So I think that's a good message for today. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, okay. I thought I got another message. I was like, whoa. Things are popping up on my screen. Yeah, Seven, I don't think there's any hope, honey. I think he has moved on, unfortunately. So, all right. So, guys, I am. Oh, Jennifer. Jennifer Semina wants to know what month Harris is coming back, but I don't see Harris coming back. Nana, you can have a card. What? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do. This will be fun. All right, so I'm gonna give you a raise your vibration card. And as always, guys, I have a sale. Not as always. I just have a summer sale going on. Oh my goodness, Nana. Hot stuff. So your is sacred. So does that mean, the old vodio do? No, it doesn't. That means relishing in the things that make you the gender that you are. So is that, soaking in bubble baths, feeling our muscles, digging into what makes us us. Yes. And so this does give you some level of freedom. And it allows you to kind of let it go. So if you need to like get a get some scarves and dance around the room, absolutely do that. So getting hang on, you're getting more than one card now. So I'm all flustered. Let me get my fan out. I'm kidding. I don't need my fan. I'm actually freezing down here. So relishing in all the things that make us the gender that we are. Sometimes the call for us is to dig deep as much as possible into what we are. So that means, for women, maybe we're getting our hair done, maybe we're, getting our nails done, maybe we're, going for massages and eating marshmallows and Cosmos and all that stuff. Right, right, Grumpy? Cosmos, those Cosmos. I had 2 Cosmos and I was annihilated on our international happy hour that we had. Grumpy Sapper and I host an international happy hour. That's a hoot. It is a hoot. Not that we were wise owls, but it was a hoot. We had some fun. So we sometimes, with this 7 of swords in reverse, what we do is we kind of cheat ourselves of that. Sometimes, this was something that I made sure when women work in corporate, and I worked in corporate for a long time. Sometimes they become very masculine because they are, in the boys club. Like a lot of women were like in the boys club. And I was like, hell no, I'm going in like a girl. I would be professional, but I would still be soft and feminine because I really do think that there is a value in corporate America for having that softer female approach, intuition, all that fun stuff that goes with it. All right, guys, I'll stick around. Jeannie and what is that? Nikaya? Yes, stick around. Danielle, stick around. Don't go anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. Just stay here. I just have to star your comments here. So just hang on, people. Hang on, people. So, sometimes we cheat ourselves of what makes us us, what makes us feminine, what makes us masculine. And it's okay to dig deep into that and to kind of revisit the core meaning of what we are. Really just dig deep into what makes us us. And sometimes that's just an examination. Sometimes we just have to kind of sit back and go, maybe I should paint my toenails, even though I'm working in the garden. Maybe I should, even though I'm, building a spare bathroom. Maybe I should, do things a little bit differently and like put on a really fabulous hat or like honest to God, like you can get really creative with this. I think thinking outside of the box is really great. Thinking beyond the box is even better. So, really, I think embrace that and sit with that today, Nana. Sit with it and see, what has been missing from what makes you you and what makes you beautiful and feminine and Nana in all capital letters. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you did. And remember, this is a good day, right? It's a good day. Good day today. So I'm going to scroll back up, guys. Just sit with me, sit with me, sit with me. I just want to make sure I've got everything. Persnickety. I do try. Having lost the number of people close to me and close to Greg, we have a very different feelings that having lost his best friend during the pandemic, who was a constant fixture in our house. He was a great guy named Chris. We have a very different perspective because there were so many signs of him still being here and so many signs of him still being around and looking out after us and caring for us. And then when we lost Greg's mom last year, she actually came to him in a dream, which is kind of common, I apparently for Japanese folks. They will appear in dreams. For the people that we lose, it is very easy for them to communicate through electricity, through dream activity, that kind of stuff. I tell people, if you expect to see like, a vase float across the room, like that's not going to happen. Like, don't expect that. You're not going to get those kinds of signs. And if you do, you're going to be a multimillionaire because you call up TLC or one of those channels and you have them come in with video cameras and they're going to videotape it and you're going to have an amazing show. So there it is. So Joy, it was heartfelt. I really do hope that gives you some peace. My thoughts are with you. I know it's not easy. I know it is not easy. So, um, God bless. Jeannie D. I'll give you a card. So let's see. You know what? You guys never get one card. I'm sorry, you never get one card. I'm not giving one card. That seems a little cheap, right? Give one card. Who gives one card? I sound like the guy in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. You just opened two. No one can have two. Grumpy, I need you to do that voice. I can't do the English accent. Let's start here. Ooh, we got the death card. So I always get excited when people get the death card. There's a reason for that, because the death card, this is the Hydesville tarot that I'm working with here, guys. The death card means change. It means things are coming. So, sometimes we get this when people are starting their families, when they're starting to get pregnant, because it's the death of that adolescence, that adult adolescence, and they're moving on into parenting and a new life and new experiences. It brings in all this new stuff. So let's see what this profound inescapable change is for you, Miss Jeannie. And 24 people in this view, in this oh, Foxy! I see Foxy. Oh, I love how you and Grumpy chat away. So, all right. So, Jeannie, the Empress in reverse, 7 of Cups, 5 of Wands, 7 of Pentacles, and the 10 of Wands. You got a lot on your plate, girl. I'm glad I gave you more than one card. So, the Empress. Now, I don't know if you're an empty nester or if maybe, and it doesn't have to be just children. This could be pets. This could be all kinds of stuff. Mainly energy forms and entities that we are caring for. It's mainly that. So, the Empress is about kind of emptying out that cup and kind of starting anew. And here with the 7 of Cups in reverse, you're kind of at a loss. You don't know which direction to go from that. So, collaboration, a lot of inspiration is needed here. The 5s and the 7s are usually sevens. We're going to say 2 7s. They're points of adjustment and conflict and collaboration when we get those. So mainly think tanking here with this 5 of Wands. Over here with the 7 of Cups, this is a kind of losses one after the other. We're looking at things that have been changing for us. So you need to dip into the inspiration and dip into people that are experiencing similar things, because together you'll be able to look backward and see the things that are good. Now, I just want to disclaimer this doesn't necessarily have to be children, pets, things that you're caring for. This could be an idea, a project that you were working on. When we get the wands like this, it's typically creative projects, things that we're working on. Now, can children and pets be creative? Absolutely. But now as I'm getting into the reading, it feels like this is very much a different kind of adjustment that you're making. So I think it's more of a creative project that we're looking to get back into. And here, or making adjustments to. Here, we're looking back to see what worked and what didn't work. So I hope that means something to you. As always, if you'd like to go deeper, I'm running a sale for the entire summer. You could be on the beach and I could be doing a reading for you because I do them all remotely. Well, from my wonderful basement. So thank you so much, Jeannie, for letting me read for you. And Danielle, you're not getting one card. You're getting a few cards like everybody else. In just a second, because I see Annie's asking for a card. Space Ghost, sit tight. I'm going to get to you in just a minute. Oh my goodness. There's a lot of people here. I'm just starring your comments, guys, so that I can see who is talking. I just want to make sure. Oh, wait, there we go. Okay. Hang on. Oh, everybody hang on. Hang on. Hang on. Okay. I got a lot of people here. All right. So we've got Danielle. Danielle, you're going to get a card. Hi, Twisted Tiara. I haven't seen you in a while. Danielle, you are hanging back in the wings. What is going on here? That 9 of Wands is taking a breath after the battle. You haven't won the war yet, but we're taking a breath after the battle. After the battle. Death card, looking for change, but resistant to change, resistant to making that change and breaking away from something that you know is not working, that it's not the best thing for you. So why am I getting food? Why am I getting food? I don't know if you're an emotional eater. I am an emotional eater. So we need to get getting this chaos under control. So we were just talking about the fives. We got another 5 here, and it's in reverse, 5 of Wands. So what is going on is resistant to change. You want to keep things the status quo. You don't want to change because you're worried about what's on the other side, and you're going to lose some comfort here. I keep getting food, but it might be me, not you. Not that I'm hungry or anything like that. So resistant to the change, and you know, we know that what we're doing is not good for us, and it's going to continue as is and possibly bring you into a worse spot. You feel locked in. Take charge of this, though. We are the masters of all of our destinations. We've got the Fitness Hutch in here. If you're not subscribed to the Fitness Hutch, go over and subscribe to him right now, because he is the mindset master in my world. This creating a mindset of change, embracing the things that are moving forward for us. You need to do that and take ownership of it. And that is when we move the cart. We may be moving the cart a little bit slowly, but in the end, you're going to feel great. You're going to come out of this. You're going to have a renewed sense of self. You're going to be able to champion yourself much, much better. So there you go, Danielle. I hope that made sense to you. Sometimes I do readings for people and I'm like, I don't know if this is right. So Hutch, I'm almost at 3,000 subscribers. Yippee! So if you're watching and you haven't subscribed yet, get in there. All right, let me get back up here. You see where I went. Ba-da-da-da. Oh, Annie, that you actually had like a whole question. So how does he really feel about you right now? So, gosh, I hope that last reading wasn't it. You're getting a little more. I'm not going anywhere. I'm sticking around, guys. I was going to only do an hour, but I got too many people here. Too many people here. Oh, good night, dear Foxy. Go enjoy. So his vision is not necessarily aligning with yours, my dear, and I'm sorry to say that, but you know, there's always a different person out there. He doesn't know where his vision is, and he's still trying to figure that out. But for now, I think separate is better. I'm going to pull a few more cards for you. Everybody else that's in the queue, just give me a minute. Give me a minute. I'm going to read well for all of you. What is the best thing for you, Annie, dear? Okay. We got the devil again. This is good. This is good. New beginnings for you, my dear. New beginnings. So we're going to talk about this Nine of Pentacles. I love this card. I know I say I love a lot of the cards. I do. I love tarot. But the Nine of Pentacles, what this image is, this is a kept woman. She is wealthy. She's being supported. She is being protected behind a closed wall. She has everything that she needs. She's got money. She's got grapes. She's got wine. She's got beautiful robes. She has everything that she needs, but she can't leave. She is like the falcon in her hand that is hooded. Now, the falcon is a fierce, what are they? Falcons are raptors. That's what I was trying to say. So, while being fierce behind those closed doors, sometimes we get our wings clipped. This situation clips your wings. Okay. You need to get behind your own wall. You need to hole up. You are a precious, amazing being. You don't need to share that with everybody right now. Right now, go behind the wall. Netflix and chill. Get yourself one of those facial masks. I love the biocellular ones that are like slippery, creepy. Do that. Soak your feet. Eat some popcorn. Whatever you're going to do, indulge. Turn the phone off is the most important thing. You are going to not go on social media tonight. Just chill out. Your Sunday night is for you. If you have a foot massager, stick your feet in it. I love a foot massage. I'm just going to say. So this is about caring for you. You are going to restrict access to you. You are going to champion that. Okay. So it's not so much about A's feelings toward you, but it's your feelings toward you. This is about you building strength and finding value in that time alone. Peeling away from A right now is a good thing because this is going to set you off on a new path of excellent things in the future, better foundations for you. There is a better person for you out there. Okay. So it takes a little bit of healing now, though. You got to take a little bit of healing. My favorite thing, Sunday night, that is shower with the lights off. I know it sounds crazy, but I do light a candle. I'm not completely in the dark. And I crank up the tunes. It is usually Oasis. I'm going to be honest. And I just take an excruciatingly hot shower. My husband can't figure out how I take such hot showers, but I'm a Cancer, so I like being in hot water. Crabby. So, Annie, I hope that helped. Don't be sad. Don't be sad because when relationships do end, sometimes we are moving into another energetic field that will bring us something really cool. Sometimes when we get onto vibrational levels, some people don't mesh with that, and we have to. We find it uncomfortable to be in the same environments as them. So that's when we start to lose our footing in relationships, it just won't quite match up with us. So guys, I'm not looking at the chat specifically. So I see you guys are chatting away. This is great. It's good for you guys. Excellent. Danny Gee. I love your name, Danny Gee. Good handle. Danny Gee. This tattoo is a memorial tattoo for a Danny B. But it wasn't like B like Bumblebee. He was not a bumblebee. All right. So can you get a reading, please? Danny, I don't know exactly what you're looking at. I'm going to flip back over to the comments just to see if you did. Oh, Twisted Tiara just came back from Scotland. Bonnie, Scotland. My ex is from Scotland. My son is named Angus. Good, strong Scottish name. 16th century cottage. Nice. I'm just scrolling, guys. Just stick with me. I just got to Foxy going to dinner. Oh, thanks, Grumpy. I am worth the wait. I deserve 10K. Hutch, I'm on my way. I'm getting there. I'm going to get to 10K before the end of the summer. Have I booked my flights here yet? I would love to. I told you, Like if things get crazy here in the United States, Craig and I were thinking about coming over, but you and Trevor were like, don't do it. It's not that great here. So 36 likes today. Thank you so much. I can't see my likes for some reason on oh, there they are. I just popped them up. I just saw them. Hey. Oh, Grumpy, the UAE. I don't know if I can live there. It's so dry. So dry. I'd go to Australia, except they've got those giant killer bugs. Everything in Australia is trying to kill you. New Zealand, because they accept hobbits like me. So I think they have like a little hobbit village there. Greg's not going to be able to live there, though. He's too big. I can finally let my feet grow in. Feet hair. All right, kids. All right. So Danny Gee, thank you for your patience, sweetie pie. I gotcha. We got you going. So Dan, I'm going to give you Major Arcana too. We're sticking with the Hydesville as well. I love this Hydesville deck. It's like singing for me this week. Danny Gee, most important thing going on with you right now. What is going on with Danny Gee? Oh, Danny Gee, the cards are calling. The world, what are you resisting ending? What are you resisting, Danny Gee? Wife of grumpy old Marine just showed up in the chat. And Grumpy Sapper was hanging out with his wrench. Oh, Danny Gee, let's see what the regular tarot says. What are you resisting? So the world, when it's in reverse, means we're resisting moving on to something else. So there's that 9 of Pentacles again and the Queen of Swords. So there are some things getting in the way of your happiness, my dear. I'm singing today. I'm singing. I'm in a store and I'm singing. I'm like Elf. So resisting change. So the 9 of Pentacles is about having the easy way. Oh, really, Grumpy? I'm actually a classically trained singer. I feel bad now. Hurt my feelings, man. It's not a singing channel. There's no singing in the North Pole. So the 9 of Pentacles, Danny, is about keeping things easy because you want someone else to take the action. You want somebody else to do that work and kind of pull the things out that need to be pulled out. And that would make you very happy. But unfortunately, we can't do that. Sometimes we have to be the boss in these situations. So where's our karmic lesson in this? We're going to go back to the Hydesville Tower. We can't wait for people to do our dirty work. I know that sounds mean, but no auto tune, ladies. PM13 enjoy. No auto tune. So Vicky, hang on. You're next up, Vicky. Just sit tight, sweetie. So sometimes and this could be as simple as you want somebody to clean the bathroom or take the garbage out. My son is great at that, trying to outsource for his household chores. But he's 16 and he's a maniac. So taking charge is going to be flexing the gifts that the universe has given you. Okay. So taking charge. So when we're in that middle section, when we're in between with our spiritual HR directors, when we're in that middle section, they give us gifts. They give us certain things. So, when I was in that middle section, one of the things they did was they made me psychic. They said, you're going to be psychic and you're going to have this overwhelming urge to help guide people through life. And, I did that in a teaching capacity. I did that in a training capacity. I did that in my corporate job that I just left last September. this makes it much easier because here I am. I'm on this platform. I'm reaching out. I'm touching people, and I'm helping them through their pains or their decision making, and kind of giving them a different perspective. For you, there were a lot of gifts, a lot of control that was given to you, a lot of agency over what happens in your life. So does that mean agency energetically, or does that mean agency here terrestrially? It's agency here terrestrially. Your HR directors on the other side gave these gifts to you because they wanted you to wield them. So you really are in the driver's seat. So if things are not going in the way that you want it to, it's because you are not shifting and clutching and hitting that gas. So, take over that agency in your life. So if there's some direction that you want to go in, I want you to grab hold of that steering wheel and drive in the direction you want. You have the ability. You were blessed with this ability to get from A to B. Don't wait for somebody else to do it for you. Don't wait for anybody to make magic happen for you. You make the magic. The magic is in your hands. Terrestrially, you can make a lot of things happen. Now, this isn't necessarily like a manifestation gift, but it's more an agency gift over the terrestrial experience that you're having now. So, Danny, I hope that helped you. I hope that made sense for you. I hope that was interesting for you. It was kind of a wild reading. I didn't expect it. I got all these people that are getting gifts left and right, left and right. Hello, Mercury and Leo. How are you, my dear? Space Ghost, I accidentally skipped over you. I'm sorry. I got you back. I got you back. I got you back. Hang on, Space Ghost. I loved your show, Space Ghost Coast to Coast. You are very welcome, Danny. If you want to go a little bit deeper, I am having a sale for the entire summer. 20% off all of my readings. I'm just going to mute myself for one. Sorry, guys. That was my son calling from upstairs. Oh, he's a pip. He's a pip. I'm just glad he didn't yell, Alicia, sit tight, sit tight. Mercury and Leo, you sit tight too. You're getting a card today. You little tarot maniac, Mercury and Leo. So, Space Ghost, what does my house want for improvements? Is the structure okay? So, this is super cool, and I do this a lot. I do a lot of readings for people that are house shopping or looking for a location. We just had Lady of the Lake asked a question about her son's house, but when we read for a house like this, like the house that you're already in, we can read for that like it's an entity. So I am going to read for your house like it's an entity. And one of the things remote viewing is really good for, and a lot of people do coordinate remote viewing for mechanics in houses, things like that. They can go into the walls, do all kinds of cool stuff. There are people that specialize and look at medical things too. Yes, Mercury and Leo, I called you a tarot maniac because you're one of us. You're one of us, gal. So so we're going to do a little remote view. I'm going to walk into your house. I'm going to poke around. I'm going to look in the walls. I'm going to check out the insulation because I do think that there's a loose piece of insulation. If we're looking at the house in your attic space on the back left, or it's the front or back right, or the front right. If we look at it here. All right. So this is your house. I'm walking up to your house here. There's loose insulation here. There's something going on with the roof here. I think there might be a little bit of leakage from the gutter. There's something going on there. Maybe, you may have had like a little invader, like a little bird decided to peck away at your house, or squirrel may have decided to chew on it a little bit. It seems like there's a little bit of moisture coming in there, and there's insulation that's going to need to be ripped out. I can see that it's black. So, wow, didn't know you were getting that, huh? So, all right, so let's look. Is the structure okay? That's the one thing that I saw right away. So, all right, let me walk into the house again. Stick with me, and we're gonna really mix it up this time. Hit the likes, hit the likes. It's for my Metallica maniacs out there. You know who you are. The moon. Okay, we got something uncovered. All right, so there is something that we need to take a look at. So, all right, walking into the house. So I'm already seeing that there's some like pavers or walkways that are going to need to be addressed. Those probably are dig up and kind of reset or resand if they're pavers. Um, I don't think that that's a terrible thing, but the house is saying I really want like my skirts to look nice. So there's something about the walkways, the pavers that just need a little zhuzhing. If you want to be like a true maniac, dig them up and reset them. We're actually doing that on our walkway in the front because it's a mess right now, and I'm debating whether I'm going to get pavers from my folks' house. But so there's something. The house definitely likes the skirts to be pretty. So just take a look at that. It could be just as simple as like power washing and just kind of patching a few cracks or something there. That's not any kind of structure, but the house is like first impressions when people walk in. So and it's also on like the front step. Like there's a little bit of cosmetic stuff that needs to be done. There's a very feminine energy from this house. It's very, very keen. The house is very keen on being feminine and being pretty. So that's a big thing. Is there a hanging plant on the front of the house? I'm seeing like this beautiful cascading, like purple kind of cascading basket of flowers. I don't know if it's actually there and the house really loves it, or if the house wants that there. So I'm seeing it. It's very bold. It's very purple, like really, really purple flowers on there. It's like one of those wiry baskets that has like you put those inserts that I think it's like coconut grass or I just got some from Amazon. They're not coconut, but they were like felt, and they snapped together, and I put them in the baskets. But it's very, very dark purple. Something about this purple that the house wants this it's almost like a brooch on her. She's a lovely lady, this house. So walking in, I know that there's some creaking in the floors. And this is not a psychic tip, but this is just a house tip. When you have creaking floors that don't need to be replaced, you can dust a little powder, a little cornstarch, talcum powder. I don't know, some people have feelings about talcum powder, but 183, that's a hot number for me. I just got 180 views on this. So you can dust a little bit of that in there, and what happens is it kind of deadens the squeaking noise or something. She doesn't like to squeak. It's kind of like having wrinkles. Like she doesn't want to have wrinkles. So there's something about the squeaking there. The kitchen behind the stove, the connections for the gas. Pay attention to that. There's something about the connections to the gas that may need to be repiped, may need some, just some zhuzhing up there. So I don't think it's anything dangerous, but there's just something that could be updated and corrected. Under the sink, there is the potential for a leak, but it's below the so like if you open up the cabinets underneath and we're in the kitchen, if you open up the cabinets underneath the kitchen sink, there's like a flat space there, but there's something possibly going on under that. So I don't know if you're going to redo that kitchen. If you're going to redo the kitchen, I would pay attention to that spot and just make sure that there's not a pipe that's leaking a little bit further below that. If you can get under it, if there's like a room under it or a basement, go under there and kind of check that out. The basement is I'm seeing it as a little dark, which could mean one of two things. It could mean that there are things that are hidden down there that I can't see, or it means she wants you to brighten it up. So, you can turn on some lights, get one of those big spotlights. I know we have them. They're the big worker lights, and we put them on for our Oktoberfest, so we can, because we have a big yard and we light up the walkway for people. Just light up that room, and you're going to see some things. The floor definitely needs to be kind of cleaned up, like brush up the floor. You may see some things in there, like some nails that maybe fell out that need to be replaced, or we need to do reconnection in the floor. Maybe why we're getting that squeaking. I hate to say it. I think the HVAC system needs a peak. Um, Not necessarily replacement, but I think we're getting there. I think we're getting to an age where it needs to be replaced. I definitely wiping the white paint, in the basement. I do think the basement needs a little bit of white paint down there. Maybe the kills or the ceiling, ceiling, not ceiling, SEALING. So where was I? Oh, I just lost track. HVAC, the HVAC system. I think we're getting to a point where the age is getting a little bit much. So maintenance is going to be more important than ever on that particular mechanical aspect of the house. The structure feels okay. Other than like maybe some of those nails that are falling out, there may be something that needs to be kind of shored up there, but it doesn't feel like a main like support beam or anything like that. It just feels like maybe we're getting that creaking just from like a few nails that are kind of falling out. They're getting like rusty, and maybe the holes are getting a little meh. Possibly some moisture in there as well. So I would do that. Absolutely make sure you get in that attic and look at those spaces that I directed you to. The corner, absolutely, it seems like a little bit of that insulation is a little wet. So that's what I see. I think she's a good old girl. Like I said, she's fancy. Your house is fancy, even if it's not super fancy like in the moment. The spirit of your house is super super fancy. She definitely wants a little bit of it. She wants like a little brooch and a little bit of jewelry on her, which is okay. Which is that's okay. We can do that. I love reading houses. I'm a fan of older homes, and I really like. Our home is not old. It was built in 1985. I don't know, maybe that's old now. But my parents' home was built in 1890, and it's amazing. It's got lots of people that stayed. My mother said she's going to haunt it when she goes. So they're in the process of selling it right now. It's kind of sad. It's we've had a lot of babies were born there. My grandmother died there. We had a ton of weddings there, ton of sweet 16s and baby showers and bridal showers, and all the events of our lives there. So it's pretty wild. Hang on, Merc. Hang on. Oh, maybe repaint the front door purple. She wants the flowers though. I'm telling you, get her some flowers for Christmas, for the summer. Get her some flowers. So let me go over to my starred comments again. I got Annie, I did Danny. Vicky, thank you for your patience. I hope you're still here, sweetie pie. I hope you're still here. So let me take a look. Let me take a look here. All right. So, Vicky, I am so sorry for your loss. I am so sorry for your loss. Let me find you some messages here. I want to give you a raise your vibration card too, because these really do help. These always give us a little bit of energy. And I think I'm actually going to switch decks for you. I'm being told to switch decks for you. So I don't know if you like cats, Vicky, but something's telling me to pull out Grimalkin deck, which is all about amazing cats. You'll see in a moment. And raise your vibration card. I trust in my gifts. So what are our gifts? The things that we do in our lives, those are gifts. The people we meet are gifts. The things that we get are gifts. I spoke earlier about being gifted, being psychic. So that was a gift that I can give out to other people. I can give people a piece of that as I cruise through this life. For you, the gift of experiences, the gift of being with someone that for 48 years, that's a long time. Yeah, that's a long time to be married, and I'm confident that you knew each other more on the front end of that. So let me see. How do you go on? What is the path for you? So very strongly, I'm getting, and I'm gonna pull the over here. They'll just do just strictly psychic stuff. So I'm very strongly getting that you need to get busy. There's someone urging you to become busy. Now that doesn't mean hustle and bustle and run around all over the place. But it's filling your cup again. The void, and again, I'm sorry that you did lose your husband, but the void that your husband has left has opened up this opportunity for you to fill your cup with some more information. And it is knowledge. So there's the magician. There's the magician. And the world in reverse. Ace of Swords. Stick with me, sweetie pie. Page of Swords. 10 of Pentacles. What do we need to do? We have un, deux, trois. Perfect. Okay. All right, Vicky. So this here is the story of your loss. Okay. I'm sorry. Let me make that a little bit bigger so you can see it, so you can actually see this. So, and you can see they're all kitty cats. This is the story of your loss. Now, I feel a certain way about when people talk about twin flames. And every now and then I run into someone who I go, I'm going to rethink my feelings on twin flames. I don't believe that we have one soul that we cleave to, and that we are supposed to be with. I think we share relationships that are primary and paramount in lifetimes with various soul interfaces. This makes me question that a little bit. This is a very beautiful, easy and comfortable relationship between the two of you. Losing someone who is a twin flame will devastate us. So we are going to put this on the side, because that is where you are. Where we will be is here. I keep seeing books. I keep seeing stacks of books like in a library. I keep seeing boundless knowledge. This doesn't mean you have to go to the library, but this means that we are going to absorb information. One of your gifts right now, you are a sponge. You are an absolute sponge for information. Studying right now, if you ever wanted to study a language, study Italian, study ancient Greek, study Old Slavonic, like I did, like a maniac. Don't study Old Slavonic. It's not as fun as it sounds. When you go into this is and I don't know if there's something that you've always wanted to study or something that you've always had an interest or an affinity for. But when you start to go into that, you are going to meet people. And specifically, you will be meeting a partner who is very similar to you. Now, this doesn't have to be a romantic partner. This can be a friendship partnership, but you're going to meet someone. The universe and your husband are putting someone in play to absorb that time, that is a vacuum right now for you. So, whatever this course of study, and it doesn't have to be like you take a class or something like that, but it just it's getting books. I feel like it's very much like you are just getting books and reading and reading and reading. It's almost like you're a voracious reader. I just keep seeing the books stacking up, and you're going to absorb all of this information, and then through that you find this recreational culture that you are going to kind of jump into. And in this, you're going to find someone who is going to essentially walk beside you for a bit more in this life, and hold your hand and keep you safe, and keep you comfortable, and most importantly, show you that love is multifaceted. It will come at you in all directions. It will, penetrate you and excite you. And you don't have to be in a relationship with someone to feel that love come toward you. This is going to give you a renewal of that. So I do hope that helped, Vicky. So take heart, my dear. The moments that are being gifted to you right now are moments that you are going to fill with wisdom and fill with information. And you're going to meet some people through that. So, guys, I also have a private reading coming up. So I have to kind of hustle through this. So I am going to Mercury and Leo, the energy of your house. I think I'm going to end there. So I've got Alicia ahead of her. And if anyone else, if any of you want to get a more involved reading, please schedule one with me. I am on the clock for the remainder of the evening and into next week. I think, there's some pockets of time that get a little bit busy, but for the most part, the schedule is open. So I'm going to put these on the side because that really was reserved for Vicky and Alicia. You've been single for 8 years. When are you going to meet someone again? All right, let's see. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. So there is someone out there for you right now. Okay. However, this individual is currently still involved in a situation. They're almost out of the situation. It very much feels like this is someone who's in a marriage that is breaking down. They are moving on from that situation. So there is someone there. The 8 years that you got to sleep in and not have the covers hogged, like relish those, because we're going to have somebody coming in soon. When we ask the universe for things, it doesn't come the next day. If that was the case, we'd all win the lottery the next day. We'd all have the love of our life the next day after we break up with someone. But in this case, this is someone that it's taking a little bit of time to get to you. The Ace of Pentacles moves very, very slowly, as do the Cups. And this is really about directing the traffic on this. So, for you, I always tell everyone, before my husband and I started dating, I made a wish list, and two of my friends looked at the wish list and they told me, you're never dating again. You're never going to meet a guy like this. And I did. He was already in my life. So, create that wish list, write it down, speak that into the world, speak it into physical form, and then it's going to drift toward you. So I think you have already done this to a certain extent. It's in play. That person is extracting themselves from the relationship that they're currently in. It is moving forward. Sun is a great card. Chariot's a good card. You may meet this person before they're divorced, but don't get involved before they're divorced. Let them go through that process. Your impatience is showing here. So if there's someone that you're interested in and you think they're getting divorced, just kind of be there, like Elaine Bennis and Jerry Seinfeld. So I think there's something very much in play for you. So good for you. Good things are coming. All right, now we got Mercury and Leo. Mercury and Leo. All right, so let's talk about your house. We're just start with the Hydesville. Okay, so the energy of your house, Mercury, is a little bit different from Space Ghosts. Space Ghost is very feminine, very sweet. Not that your house is sour. Your house feels a little tired. There's something a little bit tired about it, and it has a more masculine energy, in all honesty. It needs a little bit of perking up. So this isn't physical, though. The thing with your house is that it's energetically, we need to kind of perk it up. The Germans do something really cool. When they open up, their windows are specially engineered in Germany, and they open up in a certain way so that you can really flush out the house. Your house needs to be flushed out with air. You need to open up the windows, and you really need to get that air out of there. Now, being an energetic like me, I have a feeling you're burning a lot of incense. You're doing a lot of this work. You got to get that energy moving around. Open up the front door, open up the back door, open up all the windows on a windy day. Let it go through. I know there's pollen everywhere and you'll be sneezing for days. Do that on the day that you're going to clean. What I like to do when I do these energetic, air blasts to my house, which I love doing them. And my ex would never open the windows. I was like, open the freaking windows. You really need to get to blow the air through. Do that, open up the windows, blow all the air through, keep them open while you're cleaning. Clean the house with whatever you have. Lifting up for your house, I think in order to elevate that energy, like orange and lemon stuff, orange and lemon cleaners are going to be really, really important for you. So that will, and natural orange and lemon. So, like I want you to take orange peels and like throw them into your cleaning solution. I do like vinegar, but I feel like vinegar is a little bit a little bit grounding. It's not per se, but it feels like it's a little bit more grounding. You can use the orange peels, orange oil and water, or in witch hazel. You can use it in witch hazel and kind of lift up. But it just feels like we need to lift up the energy of the house a little bit. Cleaning your walls. You don't have to necessarily paint, but cleaning your walls is going to make a difference. It's going to feel a little bit different in there. So, you can get just, damp cloth, clean down the walls, give it a good scrub. Your house is going to feel different when you do that. It's not going to feel quite so tired. It's almost going to like lift it up and give it like a little bit of a better posture. So, absolutely, give that a shot. I'm looking at both chats here. So the chats are not coming through because I'm not on the right screen. So let me scroll through. I just want to make sure I know there's some people here. So all right. So most kitchens are the heart of the home. Your heart of the home is the living room. And I think someone was born in there. I don't know how old your house is, but I think someone was born in that living room, and that gave that space a little bit of a different energy. So I don't know, inspiration and good ideas will happen there. One of the bedrooms, it's the smaller of the bedrooms, if not the guest room. That room actually really needs an energetic clean. So I don't know if you did that before you moved in, but that room absolutely needs the walls cleaned. The window needs to be cleaned. So I don't know if there was like a teenager that was sneaking in and out with like a crappy boyfriend or girlfriend, but the window actually needs to be cleaned. Also, the house wants curtains in that room. They want some kind of curtains. So I don't know if somebody was kind of watching or something creepy like that, if there was like a stalkery thing going on. And then once you do all that energetic cleaning, then you can burn your incense and kind of reset the energetics in the house. So that I'm going to leave that there. Let me hide that comment. And that I got to the end of and I didn't see all the comments. Your house is old. Okay. House is old. All right. So maybe somebody was born in the living room. House was built in the 18. Yeah, the older houses. I want a stone house one of these days. All right, so I'm scrolling. And yes, Crystal, if you have a question, get it in because I got an appointment at 2:00 that I got to get to. Wifey, I'm giving you a card, baby doll. Actually, I'll give you what do you need to know? What do you need to know? What does wifey need to know? Thank you for your contribution, my dear. Thank you for your contribution. Oh, Mercury, Leo, open those curtains and blinds. Open them up. You got to open them up, baby. Wifey, judgment cards. You are right. Dead. So that is what the judgment card is in tarot. That is resurrection day. We always need to look at that. So resurrection day, Empress, you are getting back to business as usual. But today is a day that you should take it easy. Even though you feel good and you're kind of rip raring ready to go, make sure that you pace yourself. Just because you're feeling good doesn't mean that you have to go hog wild and bananas, my girl. That just means, take it step by step. Renewed energy is renewed energy, but sometimes you gotta be a little bit greedy with it. Okay. So I pick those up. Is your dad happy about where we spread his ashes? Okay, so let me get back to that. I see that, wifeykins. Yes, perfectly good. We have the Fool. So woohoo, we are doing good. And Temperance, that's being in between this world and that world. So it's really being in between of that. And the Sun card is very happy existing on that plane, super happy. So I hope that helps. I'm just going to scroll through, guys. That was wifey's question right there. Oh, CB. That's spooky. Oh, Grumpy, you can't say that. Who is talking? So all right. Guys, I am gonna have to jump. Crystal, I know you had a question. Oh my goodness. Really? Yikes, CB. That's crazy. Missy, I'm glad you enjoyed this first live for you. Glad you enjoyed it. All right, guys. So yeah, if you would like to get your own private magical reading, you can contact me at the link in the description, or at the top of the chat. So Luna, I'm sorry, honey. I gotta go, unfortunately. So I may be able to come back on live later. I don't know if I can. But there is a link to book. There it is. There you guys go. Luna, if you send me an email at FortuneCookiesTarot@gmail.com, I will answer your question after I finish my reading. Okay. So just send that on over and I will answer it as best I can. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you for your contributions. I'm going to go do some private readings for the remainder of the night. And I appreciate all of you. Let's see where my subs go to. We're almost at 3,000. I'm going to get to 3,000. By the end of the summer, I'm going to get to 10. I'm doing it, man. I'm doing it. All right, everybody. Have a great night. I'll see you all soon.